Hey guys, what's up? I got a webcam, so now you can see my face. Today we are going to start taking a look at how I made this trash can. In the latest in my trash series, this trash can is procedurally modeled, and yeah, so I'm going to break it up into three parts. The first part, I'm going to show you how I made this base shape right here, this main body part. And then in the second part, I'm going to show you how I made these handles as well as the lid. Because those are basically separate techniques. And I think there's a lot of cool techniques in the lid and the handles as well. So I'm just going to break that up. But I also want to make these videos shorter because normally my videos are like a half hour, and I imagine that gets pretty boring. Yeah, and then in video 3, I'm going to basically show you how to make this geometry more flexible, quite literally, for deforming and simulations, shattering, things like that. So basically we're going to build it, and then we're going to learn how to make it more useful. And also I'm going to show you how to make like a super lightweight version if you just need it to be like set dressing kind of thing. And that's it. So let's stop this render and start a new file. Alright, so inside of our geometry, let's drop down a grid. And we're going to start by building each little section of the can here. So each one of these little extrusions, we're going to basically build one of those and then wrap them around this can. That's how we're going to build it. That's what I realized after 3 tries was the best way to do it. So basically what we need to do is take this grid and then inset it so that we still have these hard edges. So let's do that. Type poly extrude. We're going to inset this slightly, ever so slightly. Let's do 0.25 maybe. And then we're going to output the front group, extrude front. And then so we want to grab these corner points here and we want to bevel those. So let's see, maybe we can do it just with the face, just with your face. Extrude front. No, that's not going to work. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make the extrude front group is a primitive group, so we just need to group promote to make that a point group. And the group name is extrude front, convert from primitives to points. I don't think we need the original. We'll leave it. Points. And I believe that is correct. Yeah, we're gonna add a couple divisions here. Maybe we'll inset this a bit more. Do a 0.05. Polybev. Yeah, there we go. Then we got that. See, now we're getting these funky little comedinas right here. So let's do a normal and just fix that right up. And so now you can see we have this shape here, and we need to push that in or out depending on what style we want. It really doesn't matter. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to grab it directly rather than try to be fancy, because I don't think I can still grab the extrude front group. Let's see here. If I click this to primitives, I don't see any of my groups. Yeah, where's I didn't keep the original. God dang it. Then, yeah, see, because then if I hit extrude front, it's going to give me all these little guys too. So I think I'm gonna do something a little sketchy here and just grab it by the primitive number. Generally that's not advisable because it's not super procedural. But since this is the base element of the model, it's unlikely to change ever. Basically, if you know that a primitive number is always going to be the same, then you can tell yourself that you're not breaking any rules and feel better about it. Polyextrude group 0, because it's polygon primitive number 0. We're going to push that in a bit. We're going to push that in a bit. Right, and then we're going to export the extrude front. We're going to duplicate that, and then we're just going to do it all over again. Extrude front, inset. We'll do 2 divisions. So I'm going to do 2 divisions here. Why not A? Oh, why does that look so funky? Oh, I didn't clean. Okay, so I need to clean out the previous extrude front group because it's messing with this one. Yeah, see, there we go. As soon as I deleted out this extrude front group here, it's gone here, and then by the time it gets down here, there's nothing else in it, so it's not going to interfere. Let's turn off these primitive numbers. Okay, so that's that's about it. When you got this shape, you can really just like do whatever you want with it. You can add another poly extrude if you want. You can edit this one. You can go nuts here. You can push it out if you want. But that's really like the base shape, and I'm actually going to do another clean here to just get rid of the groups because we're about to move on to the next phase. I don't want that out. I want that in. He's an innie. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to basically duplicate these. Copy and transform. And we just want to copy. We're going to do this simply. We're going to go up here and grab the size X, copy that param, paste it into the translate here. Now we've got 2, and we're going to crank that up. And this is basically going to decide how many of these you would like to see along your path. So I'm going to do 24. 24 is sort of like a not very high res, but it'll give us a good idea of what's going on. So then what we need to do is we need to get these onto a circle so that they, wrap around the circle. So we can use the path deform node, and I believe this is a newer node, so if you have an older version and you don't have this node, I'm sorry. We're going to grab a circle, and you just got to make sure this circle is on the XZ plane so that it's flat. It's on the ground. It's wrapped around the ground. We're going to scale that to 0.35. Roughly trash can size. I think that's actually too big to be a trash can. And then you can see that we've got this frickin' malarkey going on now. So what this is the classic. All you need to do is transform. Up here, it's usually a couple 90 degrees in just the right places. Ooh, yes, lovely flower. Okay, boom, done. And then this thing, if you go into here, you can see that it's using a fraction of the geo length, so it's using a fraction of whatever's on the left input, but we actually want to use a fraction of the curve length. And then that fraction is going to be 1, and if you want, if you want to carve it or whatever, you can do that, but the less fractional. Great, so that's that. We've got the wraparound. Let's do a transform here. And we can see that it's sort of not sitting on the ground, so let's make it sit on the ground. So we're just going to do a B-box, and the B-box of the 0. So B-box grabs the bounding box of whatever geometry you tell it. You can grab any node you want, but if you just want to grab the node that you're on, so the current bounding box, you just hit 0. Then you hit comma, then you hit a little thing called dy size, and that is just lingo that's used, the d underscore y, so you can do dy max, dx size, z size. You can look that up in the manual, and I'm going to take that, we're going to divide it by 2, because basically we're taking the entire bounding box, and then if you just think of that as a number, that's going to be the entire size of 1, and we're going to move it up by 1, but we don't want to move it up by 1 because it was already halfway through. It's already halfway there, you know, so we just want to move it up by half. And that's going to keep it on the ground, no matter what we do. Okay, and then from there, we just have to create the top rim and the bottom rim. There's some doohickeys here, you know, and then there's some doohickeys down here. First, what we're going to do is we're going to add a bend, and we're just going to taper this now, you know, as a trash can. They don't go straight, they go like, so that's awesome, guys. Set this to 1. Where's my capture region? I'm going Scottish today, I don't really know why. So here we're going to fuse it, because I forgot to do this earlier. We're just going to make sure all of these points are joined together. So when it bends, it doesn't do anything weird, just because now it's like a singular mesh. So we're just going to push that out. I mean, that might be strong, but whatever. Yeah, that works for me. Looks like trash. Okay, and then what we need to do from here is we need to create some groups for the, we're going to grab the geometry of the rims, the top rim and the bottom rim, and then we're going to use that to build our geometry off of. It's a good technique because if you resize anything, you know, it's fully procedural. It's going to grab the current size and place everything and whatnot. So we're going to do a group here. I'm just going to set this to points. We're going to call this edges. We're going to go disable the base group. We're going to go include by edges, and we're going to grab the unshared edges. And luckily, you know, these are the only unshared edges in this model, so bada boom, bada bing, right? All right. Then from here, we're going to do a blast, and we're actually going to split this here because this. We can use this geometry later. This is going to be the trash can body. All right, and then off here we're going to do some Houdini magique. The group is edges. We're going to delete non-selected. So now all we have are these beautiful points. A little bit of background to dark. See them better. Turn off the grid. There they are. But now we want to separate these, so what we can do here is we can grab another group. We can set this to points. The base group we can make edges. We can call this group bottom edge. And we can include by bounding regions. And instead of replace existing, we're going to go subtract from existing. Do I need this? No, we're going to go replace, yeah, okay. We'll just leave it as replace and turn off the base group there. And then that's just going to grab this because it's inside this bounding region, and you can make this smaller if you want. And the reason this works so well is because the bounding region is always at 0 and the bottom edge is always going to be at 0, so that effectively makes this procedural. Yeah, you could tie this position to the trash can as well if you needed to move it around. Then we got bottom edge, then we're going to do a split. Right. Split by bottom edge. Actually, geometry. I'll turn up this point size for you. Great, there they are, big fat points. And then out here we've got the bottom edge. And then out here we've got the top edge. Edge and tidge. Right, bottom, top. Where is he? There it is. Bottom, top. Okay, now I have to remember what I did here. Okay, I think what I did was I went. I'll do the bottom first here. I think I did an add. polygons by group. Closed. Did I do this? Maybe not. Oh, you know what I think I did? I think I just did a convert. I found this cool thing in the convert. You can just convert from all types. You can convert to a circle. Is it working? Hang on, maybe I need to do this first. Yeah. Okay, so I did need the add. So you make the add node, add polygons by group, closed or not closed. I don't know, whatever. Then you go to the convert and you just set it to circle, and what that does, I actually tried this, it makes circle out of like really anything, like, oh god. You can draw a curve here, just draw it on the y-axis, and then if you run that through here, you know, it's going to try to make a circle out of that too. So it's kind of cool, it's just really helpful. Now of course this circle is it's a primitive, so it only has 1 point, so we can't actually use that right now. So what we really need to do now is convert it back. So we have to convert back to a polygon. Level. So that convert actually is working, it's just I can't see it because of a back face. Yeah, see, you can kind of see it in there. I'll just do a reverse. There we go. So yeah, if we set this these divisions, you can see with the points here, that's basically the resolution. So you get 256, you get a pretty good resolution. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. And then we can just clean that up. We're going to clean up pretty much everything out of that. We are going to do the attributes and the groups. And then we're just left with this beautiful little ring of polys. And so that is the bottom edge. I'm actually going to replace this here. And top edge, and we can just do the exact same thing. Copy that over there. Bottom edge, top edge. It's all good. What am I reverse winding? Oops. Yeah, there we go. Reverse winding. That'll work. Beautiful. Actually, I don't want to reverse that one. I want it. This one should be facing down because it's the bottom, so we are going to need that normal facing down. All right. That is the major first part there. So if we... This is everything we need really to build the rest of the thing. You can see it's now closed off up there, closed off down there, so, and it's all nicely connected. It's not perfect, but we're going to talk about that later. But if I set this to 24, or sorry, this one. Yeah, see, now it's connected. Watertight, as they say. You could probably fuse that together and have a watertight trash can. That's not what we're going to do though. Okay, so the way that we're going to make this rim is we're going to actually design like a profile shape. You can see here, there's always some kind of shape down at the bottom there. I mean, it's pretty free form. You can do whatever you want. It's pretty simple as well. This one has an indent. We're going to design a profile, spline, and then sweep it around this curve here. So let's go about doing that. So first off, let's drop down a circle. Actually, first off, let's do a line. Do a line and make it 0.1. We're going to say 3 points. And yeah, circle, we're going to make, let's say 0.025. Get that there. Make it a polygon. I guess 12 divisions is fine. And then we're going to do a ends. we're going to unroll with new points. Actually, we might not even need that. I think we can just go straight to the carve here. Do a carve. Second U 0.5, first U 0. Right, and then we got like a half circle there. We can rotate this. Oops, transform this. Let's see, 90 on there, no, 90 on here. Yep. I think it's 90, maybe negative 90. And then what we're basically going to do is we're going to copy this to this line here. So if we go copy points, bada bing. Right, now we got 3 of those bad boys. So if we actually make that smaller, 0.015. You can see we've got these 3 things here, but we don't want them on all of them. So what we can do is we can delete the, get the endpoints here. Group by range, start at 1 and at 0. I think that's how do you do this again? It's 1 and 1, sweep type points. Yeah, so 1 and 1 will grab the, and then if you invert it, we'll grab the endpoints there. Call that endpoints, and then we can blast. Non-selected. There. Wait, what? Oh, nope. Delete selected. Yeah. And then we've got that, and then we can add more. This is still too big. 0.005. We can add multiples to have a quick way to edit the profile. Then we are going to merge these back together. Merged. Okay, we've got this, but what we want is we need to get rid of the geometry there. So we're going to do an add, delete geometry, but keep the points. We're going to run this off of endpoints. Yeah, we're good. So here we're going to do the blast of not endpoints. Delete non-selected. Yeah, so then we have this thing down here. And what we can do with that is we can then, so we've got these points, but they're not connected, and they're not, what we want to do is draw a line through them essentially, right? But we can't because the point numbers don't line up. So if we did an add here, and we went to polygons and we added by group, we're just going to get this line going through here. We don't want that because basically 21 is connecting to 22, and these aren't actually connected, they just look like they are. So what we can do is sort point numbers by Y, and there we go. Now we've got 21 up here and 22 here, and we start at 0 because we're sorting them on the y-axis. So it'll start down here, go up. And yeah, nifty little trick. The only thing about this is you have to remember is that now you've got 4 primitives. Wow, so if we turn that off, we got 0, well, that's actually not how I expected them to be numbered, but there's still 4 primitives in here, and what we want is 1. So a simple way to get that is just with the polypath, and that will just condense it all into 1 primitive. Okay, and with that, I think we're ready to sweep along the bottom edge and see how that goes. So let's grab an object merge, and we'll just drag in the bottom edge, and then we'll run that through a sweep. Sweepen. We can see that it is working, but it is reversed. So in the sweep, we can just do reverse cross sections. And there you go. Now you've got your little buddy there. So what we can do here, because the trash can is sitting on 0 on the grid, and this is sitting on the grid. So we can either move the trash can up or we can move this down. I'm going to move this down and then move the whole thing up later. So let's do a transform. And the Y, we could do the thing where we do the bounding box, but we can also just grab this length here and we can move it down by that. Did not do that. Hang on. Length, copy parameter. Paste relative references. We're just going to do that by the negative. Yeah, and now it's sitting directly below. And then if we merge that with this, there we go. Here's the bottom. Now, of course, it's not attached here. We have to deal with that later, which we will. But yeah, and then we just have to knock this up in a bit. Worry about that in a second. And then the top is pretty much exactly the same. So I forget what the difference was when I did it. Let's just see here. If I take this and drag in the top edge, how does this differ? Let's do a merge. Okay, so instead of moving it down, we might not need to move it at all, but we probably need to move it up. Nope, that's good. Okay, so that's essentially done. I mean, we can change that profile if we want. You can always flip this around with the transform here. You can do a -90, and now it's facing out. If you just want something different up there. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Maybe we'll make one less here, right? At the bottom, I think at the bottom we just need even less. Yeah, that's fine. Well, now they're the same. Alright, the top will do just one. No, we'll do whatever, we're leaving it, it's fine. Okay, then here, oh, and we'll just add cleans to the ends here. Delete all the groups, if there are groups. Yeah, there's groups. Delete all the groups, destroy all the groups. Yes. Okay, and then we'll just go nulls. We'll go brim, and for the bottom, oh god, and we'll go trim for the top, rim. Cool. Okay guys, now we're ready to merge these all together. So I'm going to grab an object merge here. And I'm going to drag in the trash can body. I'm going to add an object here. I'm going to drag in that's the edge. I'm going to drag in, oh god. I'm going to drag in brim here. I'm going to add another object. And I'm going to drag in trim here. See what we got. Okay. Not entirely working. Oh, why did this mess up here? What's going on here? Delete. Delete. 0. There we go. Alright. I don't know why that backfired, but you know what? Sometimes it happens. Then that might have been the direction of the oh, I need the bottom one here too. So we're gonna add in the bottom circle. Where was that? That was just right here, right? Yes. Reversed. Is that correct? We'll see here. I'm gonna bottom. That actually needs to be transformed down, but I'm gonna move that down. I'm not gonna code that, I'm just gonna, oops, in the negative. Oh, maybe a 7.5. I'm sure you could tie this to something if your heart desires. I am just going to hard code it like that. And adjust it as needed. Okay. Now we've got our body. Yay! Look at that. Is it all fused together? I am going to actually check all these things on here to fix overlaps. Yeah. Right, so what do we got here? Yeah, position normal. Beautiful. Super clean. Alright, I'm just going to drop a fuse here just to be sure. There's only one way to be sure. Okay, and then what we need to do is add a little thickness here. I'll extrude in the negative. Not that much. Maybe that much. We're going to output the back. We're going to reverse everything. Why does that keep happening? I'm gonna drop these normals down here. There we go. That's what it was. Normals. Gotta have the normals. Always gotta have the normals. Okay, there's a trash can, ladies and gents. We need to transform that up. Like I said before, we need to reverse transform that. This guy here, actually I'll take, I'll take that guy. And I'll just have to redo what I just did here. So I had to delete it for unknown reasons. Paste relative reference, probably in the negs. Probably divide by 2. And ching, ching. Look at that. Oh. No, not in the negative. And not divided by 2. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's it. That's the body right there. It looks nice. It's not super round. We're going to deal with that later. Basically, there are a couple hacks that need to be done with this trash can before it is ready for prime time, as they say. But this is a very good start. Now we have the shape, and we can use this to generate a high-res mesh. And then we can use that high-res mesh to generate, in turn, a low-res mesh. Back again. A more flexible low-res mesh. And of course you can always, well, yeah, we'll get to that later. But that's it for now. So, hope you enjoyed it. Part 2 will be the lid and the handles. Yeah, I'll see you then. Finger guns.